Hey, today we're headed to Bay Ridge subdivision, north end of Lake Kiwi. We're actually driving north on Highway 11. We're actually going to go ahead and turn into Bay Ridge right here. Let me get you a good shot of the entryway. Just a unmanned gate. It is gated, but it's an unmanned or unguarded gate here at Bay Ridge. Let's go ahead and go in the community. Great neighborhood here on the north end of the lake. You know, it's got about 20 years of age on it, back in the 90s, developed back in the 1990s. Let's go ahead and turn right here. And what we're doing here is we're going to go down and just take a look at the actual boat slips. Now these boat slips are for obviously the interior lot owners who have deeded access to the lake. So some of these interior lots do have deeded access to the lake. Just a great view property here. Let me zoom out just a little bit for you so you can kind of see what we have here at Bay Ridge. Just some great views looking out across the lake. Okay, let you kind of see these boat slips. There's our boat slips for our interior lot owners that have deeded access. But big views of the lake from here. Be great. We've been a great home site right here for sure. All right, let's go ahead and leave where the boat slips are. Let's go ahead and we're going to go up here. We're going to go ahead and turn right and let's kind of go through the community. Basically you have two streets in the community. When you first come in, we turn right to go down to the slips. We're going to go back and actually go straight, and that's going to take us one street through the community. And there's going to be a road right here on the left that we'll go up in a few minutes, and that will take us up to the top because there's just some great view properties up on the top of the ridge in Bay Ridge. So this is the lower side of the community, and we'll come back here in just a minute and film some of these houses that are on the water from the car, and of course we'll be able to film some from the lake and get you a better feel for those once we're out on the boat filming. We just kind of wanted to get you, like I said, most of these north end communities, a lot of trees, a lot of hardwoods. You don't see a lot of the homes from the road here because of the amount of trees that we have. It's not kind of densely populated, I guess you could say, versus kind of some of the south end communities where you have less trees. So just a great field community up here in Bay Ridge. Small. Look on the survey or the community plat there on the site, and really get a good indication of the size of the neighborhood, the amount of lots. And we're going to dead end here on the first main street in. So as you see, it's relatively small, relatively short, in and out. Got a couple of houses down here at the end of the street on the water. All right, let's go back now. Let's go ahead and film some of these houses from the road so you can kind of get a feel for them as you drive through the neighborhood. All right, as I mentioned, Bay Ridge is elevated up here on the north end of the lake. We're going to go ahead now. We're going to turn and we're going to go up to the top of the ridge. Got some interior homes up here. Now these homes up here have majority of these have big views overlooking the lake. But just kind of wanted you to get a feel for the road going up to the top of here. So it's got some good elevation. And there's an example of an interior home in Bay Ridge, has a big view. Now, obviously you can't see the view from here, but you'll be able to see these once I film it from the water. I can actually look up with my camera and be able to show you these from the water. You know, as you notice on these north end communities, I mean, you see more vegetation, more trees typically from the roadside than you do than seeing the houses. So kind of a little bit different feel of these north end communities versus, you know, south end communities that we have. And the neighborhood is going to dead end right here. But I can pull up in these folks' driveway and just kind of give you a feel for the view that's expected, you know, out of some of these northern northern views here at Bay Ridge. Kind of zoom in for you. So you got some great views. Now this property here is the far end of Bay Ridge, and see a little bit of power line on these, but all the other ones on past it, the way we came up, you don't really see that. But just some great views here at Bay Ridge Community, north end of Lake Huey. Okay, this is, you know, just an example of a waterfront home. There's actually 3 homes in this little cul-de-sac here at Crestview in Bay Ridge. There's a log cabin down there on the point that you can't hardly see, but you know, you see a little bit of age on some of these homes here. But just take that home there for Crestview. I mean, that's got a phenomenal lake view looking out on the lake that you can really get a good feel for. Just some great views from Bay Ridge. I mean, from a view standpoint, I mean, up on the north end, Bay Ridge, some of these waterfront home sites has got some of the best views up here on the northern part of the lake. Great home here. Relatively new on the water, so kind of got a little bit of a more rustic flair. But you know, this just kind of gives an example of some of the properties that we have here in Bay Ridge subdivision that are on the water, and just, you know, you can really see those. It's like this from this house here. You can really see those great views. Let's go ahead and head up to the top side of Bay Ridge and get a feel for those houses that are up on the interior properties.